Hi everyone, welcome back to the TheKnittingPT YouTube channel. My name is Andrea. I am your host here. I am the Knitting PT on Instagram. Also, I am a physical therapist who loves all things knitting, spinning, fiber related, crafting, and I put out maker self-care reels and tips on YouTube and on Instagram, just showing you how to craft pain-free, hopefully, and giving you exercises and stretches to help you if you have any aches and pains. Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't filmed in nearly a month. It was kind of unintentional. I did mean to film, in my usual 2-week increments, but when it was time for me to film, it was right around Memorial Day weekend, I think, and I just had a lot of stuff going on with my kids and with other things going on, so I really just didn't have time to film and edit. And then last week I launched my wrist and hand care kits, and that was chaotic, so I didn't have time to film and edit. So I am here now. I did want to apologize. I wanted to film an episode before I launched my kits. I did post like a community post detailing everything. I am going to show it off here in a moment. It is mostly sold out. I had a pre-order open, which is closed, but if you missed out, first of all, I'm sorry, but they will be coming back to the shop very shortly. So it's not like you missed out forever. But before we get started into the usual podcast things, let me show you really quick about the wrist and hand care kits. And if you don't want to see it, you can just skip on ahead. So I'm really excited about these kits. I curated all these items to be part of a kit which will help you take care of your wrist and your hands. So they all come in this really cute drawstring bag with my logo on there. And what's included is a wrist brace. And this is my personal one that I've had for 7 years now. This is what a new one looks like. You can see it's like slightly updated. It's got the name and the size on there. I am taking these, not taking these. My supplier is a company called OPTP, and these braces were actually developed for therapy professionals. But I really like them because when you put them on, they go like this. You can see that it doesn't go over your hand, so there's no problems with yarn snagging or getting caught. I like them because it provides stability for your brace, but you can still move your wrist around. It just stabilizes it more. So really big fan of these. I've had several clients who have purchased these for their own use, and so far everyone has loved them also. So this is part of the kit. I also have TheraPutty with my logo on there too. And TheraPutty, if you've never seen it before, it is silicone. And it is kind of like Play-Doh, but unlike Play-Doh, it doesn't smell and it doesn't really attract things to it. Like, you know how Play-Doh just kind of accumulates whatever dust and stuff is around? I found that this putty doesn't really do that so far. So what you do is you take it out and you squish it around your hands. And that helps to strengthen because there's a resistance to the putty. And there's 2 levels. There is yellow, which is extra soft, and pink, which is soft, I believe. I can't remember. And then the kit also comes with little massage balls for your hands and wrists. Sorry for the crinkling. They came packaged from my supplier in all these little plastic bags. And I keep them in plastic bags so that they stay clean until I package them. So there's 2 colors. I'm going to just show you one of each color right now. So there's blue and pink. Let's see if I can get this to focus here. There we go. So when you buy them, you either select blue or you select pink, and you'll get the 2 sizes in one color, okay? And these are great. I included 2 sizes because sometimes people want a different size, or a different size works for different things. So these are small enough and super firm so they can fit between your fingers and the bones in your hands to really massage. You can massage your forearm really nicely with them too. Yeah, so these. And yeah, that's what comes in the kit. And the kits also come with a QR code and a password to a site on my page where it shows you how to use each item, where there's a video tutorial for each item. So yeah, so that's the wrist and hand care kit. And links to my shop and everything are down below, along with links to everything else I talk about today. So if you are looking for more information about something, click on that show more in the description part and it'll show you everything. All right, so on to usual news. Okay, so first I'm going to start with what I'm wearing. I actually have 3 finished objects to share with you today. Like I said, it's been a month since I last podcasted. I had a really great rush of finishing lots of things, including a long-term project I've been working on since November. I have some new works in progress to show you and more future plans to share with you too. So first, what I'm wearing. This is one of my finished objects. So this is the Morning Ritual Top by Olga Putano. And I'm going to show you stand up to show you the whole thing. It's this beautiful colorwork tee that has a band in the middle here. And it's got 2 colors, as you can see. This is a DK weight top, and the yarns I use for these are all kind of summer fibers. And so the bottom, this is Tola and their taupe cotton base, which is 50% cotton, 50% merino. This color is TU. And then the top here is Knitting for Olive, Pure Silk, and Rhubarb Juice. So I held both of my yarns double because they were both finger weight to kind of get a DK weight gauge. I really like it. I'll talk about it more in other parts of the podcast, but I am trying a lot of more summer fibers this year to try to make more summer knits that I can wear longer into the summer season. Yeah, so I really like this so far. It is DK weight, so it is, a heavier weight tee, which is why I wanted to make it in more summer blend yarns so that it's more wearable. Yeah, and I really like it. I really like that the color works kind of in the middle right here, which I don't think I have any tops are like that. A lot of my tops are color work yokes. Yeah, but I really like it. The only thing I would note is just that when you do the neck, because this tee is knit bottom up, to make your neck bind off stretchy, I actually made my collar, I think they call for 1.5 inches of ribbing before you bind off. I made it just 1 inch because I had a feeling it was getting closer to my neck than I wanted. And I did my usual bind off loosely, which is I go up 2 needle sizes when I'm binding off, and it just barely fits over my head. So I think if I made this again, I would actually do like a Jenny stretchy bind off, just to make sure it really does fit over my head. I usually try not to do that for bind offs on the collars, just because a Jenny stretchy bind off kind of like has like a more, I just don't like the look of it as much. It's not as polished looking as a regular like bind off. But yeah, but at the same time, this kind of bind off also doesn't stretch as much, so my tee won't stretch out over time. Yeah, yeah, but I'm really happy with it. Super happy. Really love it. Yeah, I do like this design a lot. So if you're thinking about making it too, I do recommend it. Yeah. All right, my next FO to show you is a test knit. This is my test knit for the 2nd quarter of the year. And this test knit was for Aimee Sher of Aimee Sher Makes. And this pattern is coming out, I believe, late June, early July. So keep your eye out for it then. I'll wear it on the podcast when it's been released. I'll just show you real quick today. Here it is. So this is called the Slightly Sassy V. It is a V-neck, as you can see, a V-neck raglan, and it is a compound raglan in that it's not, just a straight raglan where you increase every other row, but there are different increased sections so that the fit is more customized and fits better for each body shape. And yeah, I'm not going to say too much about it because I'm going to talk more in detail when it's released. It's got an I-cord edge bind off edging for the collar here. And I knit mine out of Little Skein and the Big Wool, and her fingering base in this colorway is Hester Gray's Garden. And I don't know if it's coming through in camera here, but it's got it's kind of like a grayish lavender undertone to it with the slight variegation of the greens and blues throughout. But yeah, I really like it. All right, my last FO to share with you is my long-standing one. So this is the Miles shirt jacket by Ozetta. I cast this on in November last year, November 2022. And I've been kind of working on it steadily, on and off throughout. So here we are in June. I finally finished it. Of course, I can't wear it now for several months, but that's okay. It'll be ready for when the temperatures cool down. So this is by Ozetta, and it's a shirt jacket. I'll put it on soon to kind of show you what it looks like on. I knit mine in, what did I knit it in? Gilliat from Derorum Natura. It is a woolen spun yarn, so it is loftier, it is lighter, it is a little bit more rustic because it is merino, but it's just, it's not superwash. And this colorway is Tempet, this beautiful dark blue. And I'm just undoing my buttons right now so I can just slip it on and show you. I did this one with the intention that this would be like a great layering piece, especially on chilly mornings. It's really large, so I did want to use like a non-superwash yarn so that it wouldn't be like super heavy. Okay, no, these buttons are getting caught. There we go. All right. Okay, here we go. So it is a shirt jacket, so it's got a curved hem the way that like a flannel shirt does, hence why it's called a shirt jacket probably. There you go. I don't know if you can see that curved hem there. Pockets too, and it's got this folded over rib collar. Yeah, I really like it. Super cozy. It's very warm, and it's gonna be very cozy in those chilly mornings. And these buttons are from La Mercerie online. I really like them. Yeah, so this is the Miles shirt jacket. So sorry about the interruption. My camera batteries died and I had none that were charged. So I had to take a brief break and charge my camera batteries, but now we are back. And we are moving on to works in progress. So I have 2 works in progress that have kind of been in hibernation. I haven't been working that much on them, or I have, but the progress to show isn't really that interesting. And that's my building blocks cardigan and also my stripy socks. So I won't be showing them this time around, just because there's nothing interesting to see. But I am going to show you 3 new cast-ons I've cast on that I'm currently working on. So the first one I cast on is the Karina Tee by Sari Nordland. I've spoken about this pattern before in one of my previous episodes about how I plan to cast it on, and I finally cast it on, and here we are. So this is the back piece. I am getting really close to being able to pick up for the fronts, and it is an all over cable tee with kind of like wide sleeves on the end. Yeah, and I'm really happy with how it's coming out so far. It is super intricate. This is definitely not a knit that I can take anywhere with me. I always have to be looking at the chart because the cables aren't that intuitive to figure out what comes next. Yeah, but I really love how it's looking so far. Yeah, so I am using Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the colorway Dark Cognac. Let me show you a ball here. You hold it double to get kind of a DK weight gauge. Come on. There we go. Yeah. So this is kind of my main project that I've been working on at night, just because I do need to like sit still and be focusing when I'm working on it. Can't really be distracted. So yeah, I'm really close to, yeah, I think I've got like maybe less than ½ an inch more to go, and then I'll be able to pick up for the fronts and then work on the fronts. And yeah, so maybe by the next time I come back I'll have connected to working the round, fingers crossed. Yeah, and so this is going to be another summer weight tee because it is 100% pure silk. Yeah, if you can't tell, I am really trying out a lot of silk, linen, cotton yarns this summer, and just I really want to see how wearable they become for me, because you know, I live in New Jersey, and you know, it doesn't get that hot, not compared to Texas, but it is really humid, and I just want to see how well these like 100% silk linen garments stand up to humidity and how much wear I get out of them. My second work in progress is the patchwork pullover that I also talked about in a previous episode. And actually, before I show you, let me grab. So the patchwork pullover is an intarsia sweater and is knit bottom up, and it's got like a drop shoulder look, and it is like patchwork of 5 to 6 different colors. So I'm using my Woolberry and of Green Gables collection skeins for these because I have a bunch of single skeins from that collection, and I thought it'd be fun to put them together and make a very fall sweater. It's a lot of colors that aren't colors I typically wear, like oranges and reds and browns. So yeah, so the pattern, which is written by Claire Jackson, who is, what is her handle? I can't remember, but her name is Claire Jackson. I'll put it down below. I think it's like Perfectly Knotted or something is her handle. But in the pattern, there's like a grid. She includes different grids to show you how to place your colors. So what I did is I took one of the grids that was for my size, and I tried to color in the colors as best as I could. So here's what it looks like. It's kind of messy. So there you go. You can see my sleeves are gonna be different colors. I don't have enough of the one color for the sleeves to make it also the collar and the hem, which is what the pattern tells you to do. So I'm doing a different color for the collar and hem too. Hopefully it doesn't look too crazy. We will see. So, want to see what I've got so far? So this is my first time doing intarsia. And so far, it's not bad. It's just really tangled, like I'll show you. But let me first show you how it looks. So, okay, ready? Here it is so far. So it is really hard to show because I don't have like a ton of it done yet. But here's what's looking like so far. I'll go through and tell you all the colors. So for my hem and my collar, I'm using, which one is this? This is Anne Shirley. Or is this Carrots? Oh, this is Anne Shirley, this color. It's a burnt orange with some speckles of brown and red. And then for my patchwork colors, let's see, where's the, so what you do is you basically, here it is. For my size, I'm doing 5 colors, and then you do five colors on the front, and then you mirror it for the back. So here's my front basically, okay? This is what it looks like. It'll be much easier to show you once I have more of it done, honestly. So here are my colors. So this one is Kindred Spirit. It's like this pretty orangey brown color. And then we've got Raspberry Cordial, Gilbert Blythe, Flower Crown, and then All's Right with the World, which is this beautiful red. Yeah, and then it starts over again. So yeah, so you want to see the situation with my, so I've tried to put, so I had to wind up my yarn and split it into 2 different balls because with the tarja, every block of color has to be by itself. So I've tried to separate the 2 halves into 2 different bags. It's not working that well, but here is my situation. I've got 2 bags with all my yarns in them, and you can see this tangled mess. Yeah. So my plan right now is I am like, I think, let's see, I'm about like halfway through each block. So they're going to be squares. So I'm about halfway through. And once I get to halfway through point, when you finish the row of the square, you cut the yarn and then you rejoin again for the next round of, and you switch the placement of your colors. So at that point, I think I will untangle everything. Fingers crossed it works. Sorry, I keep looking up because there is a stink bug on my ceiling and it just keeps flying around and knocking into the wall. So my office has skylights and the stink bugs like to crawl up to the skylight because they think they're getting out. But then they get stuck there and then they buzz around hitting the sides of the skylight and make a lot of noise. So that's what I'm looking at. Sorry. Anyways, but yeah, so this is, I've been working on this so far. It's been pretty fun actually. And you can see the intarsia, it's really not that hard. I've been doing a pretty good job of keeping my tension pretty, what's the word? Not too tight, not too loose, so that it's not puckering too much. The only part I'm having an issue is really just at where the body joint is. Where is it on here? Right here. And it's kind of loosey-goosey, which is, I think, kind of unavoidable with how it is. I think if, at the end, if it really bothers me, I might just try to mattress stitch it more just to tighten it up. We'll see. But the seam is on the side, so maybe it won't be that noticeable. I don't know. We'll see when I get there. I'm just going to be slowly working on this throughout the summer so that hopefully it'll be ready by the fall. Yeah, but I've been actually really enjoying working on it so far, aside from the tangled nature of doing intarsia. All right, so my last work in progress I cast on is actually my next test knit. So you're probably thinking, next test knit, you're only test knitting one test knit a quarter, and the second quarter is not over yet. You're right, I kind of jumped the gun for my quarter 3 test. But I figure, you know, I'll get it done, and then all of quarter 3 I'll be able to work on all my other projects, including all my Rhinebeck sweaters, which I will also kind of talk about later in my future plans episode. So this is the Summer Saunter tee. This is the pattern coming out by Samantha Guerin soon. Well, not soon. The test is due the end of July, so the pattern will probably come out end of July, early August. And here's what I got so far. So funny thing, I cast this on when I was waiting for my camera batteries to charge, and actually I got a good amount done. I just finished all the short row shaping on the back, and it is a drop shoulder top down tee. And I'm really enjoying doing the tees. Like this tee was knit bottom up and it's a drop shoulder. This tee is going to be knit top down and a drop shoulder. The slightly sassy V that I tested was a top down raglan tee. Yeah, I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a special episode, hopefully sometime next week, I don't know, or maybe I'll do it end of this week if I have time, and kind of go through all the summer tees I've knit so far and my thoughts on everything, my thoughts on construction, my thoughts on how it wears and fits. Maybe I'll even try them all on for you. I don't know, I think that would be really fun. Just because I have knit a decent amount of tees, just because from when I lived in Texas and then just now, yeah. So maybe we'll do that. So keep an eye out for that coming out. So yeah, and I have hit gauge. It is kind of airy looking, but I think I'm okay with that, especially since it's supposed to be a summer tee. We'll see. I did go up a needle size from what Samantha recommended to get gauge. I think it's honestly my yarn that's making it look kind of meshy looking. Yeah, so let me show you my yarn. So I am trying this new to me yarn. This is called Love Tanned. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly because I think it's Danish. Love Tanned by Kemma Rose. I got this from La Mercerie online, Shop La Mercerie, and it is 100% organic linen. And if you can see here, it is a chainette construction. So with the chainette construction, there's a little bit more elasticity to the yarn than there normally wouldn't be. Like linen has like no elasticity to it. So with this, it gives a little more elasticity from the way the yarn itself is constructed. So it shouldn't be as hard on your hands. And I will say, you know, I just worked on this for probably like more than half an hour straight and my hands feel fine. Yeah. So yeah, but it is very like straw feeling. It is very dry. So if you are very sensitive to that kind of thing, you might not like this. Like it's super dry. It was, when I first pulled it out, I was like, oh, this is much drier than I thought it would be. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep knitting on this and then see how I feel about it. I don't really want to go a size down because I think if I go a size down, then my gauge won't be on. Yeah. But I think with the way it looks, I mean, it's not super see-through. I think it'd be okay. And then, you know, with it being a summer tee, that's probably for best anyway. Yeah, I really like it. Oh, and this colorway. This colorway is... It doesn't say. It just has like a number. 420 AKS. I'll look up what it says on the La Mercerie site and I'll put it down below anyway. Yeah. So this will be the Summer Saunter tee. All right, on to future plans. So I have a lot of future plans and I'm really excited to talk about them today. I actually couldn't remember if I've talked about them before. I thought some of them I had. So I went back and looked through parts of my previous podcast episode and I haven't. Maybe I dreamed that I did. I don't know. So I'm going to talk about them now. Yeah. So I have a few more summer tees planned. So first, I would like to knit the Soho top by Cadre. It is a garter stitch tank top with like wider straps, and it has like a higher neck, and it comes this way. And I am planning to use this. This is Island from Woolberry Fiber Co. This is in Berry Cashmere DK, and this is from her Coastal collection last year. This is also a color I don't normally go for. Like, it's a kind of like yellow green color. Yeah, but I think it'll work. I don't know. I'm actually a little on the fence about whether this color will look good on me, but I figure I'm just gonna make it anyway, and then we'll see. And if it really doesn't look good on me, then I'll give it away. Yeah. My next tee is, I want to make another Petal Party Crop, which is a tee by Samantha Guerin. And I am planning to use this. This is Republic of Wool, and this is the colorway Spiced Milk. This really pretty creamy color with some tans going through and speckling all throughout. Yeah, really excited about this one. And I also want to knit another Samantha Guerin tee. It's called Pine Creek Top or Pine Creek Crop. I don't remember, but it is a it is a fingering weight tee. It's got a lace motif on the yoke, and I am planning to use this. This is Rose Gold from the Wandering Flock. This is 100% superwash merino. This is a single space, if you can't tell from here. I knit it's another Samantha Guerin tee design. I test knitted for her last year. I forget what it's called. The Salty Air tee. I tested the Salty Air tee, and I used the same base from Wandering Flock, and so far it's held up pretty well. Like, I think because it is a short sleeve, there's not much pilling that happens anyway, because you don't have a long sleeve, you don't have that pilling going in between the underarm. It's held up super well. It's really soft, so yeah. And then that brings me to Rhinebeck sweaters. So I am currently planning on making actually 3 Rhinebeck sweaters. I am a little on the fence if the third one will happen because I don't have the yarn yet. It was on a pre-order, and it's a pretty large project. I'll talk about it more when the yarn gets here in a future episode. But the first one I'm going to make is the Merkle pullover. I don't remember the designer right now, but it'll all be linked down below. And I'm going to use this colorway from Wildwood Fibers. This is pearlescent. And if you're thinking, I've seen this before, you have. It's because Aro of Aro Knits and Pearls knit a Merkle pullover in this same exact colorway. If you follow Kim G & Co on Instagram, she just finished one in the same exact yarn also. And I decided to also join them and make the same exact sweater in the same exact yarn. And we're planning to take pictures when we're at Rhinebeck together with all our different ways of styling them, because we all style very differently. You know, now that I'm saying this, I feel like I've talked about this before. If I have, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's going to be super cute. It's a really pretty colorway. It's this beautiful creamy with light kind of pink lavender variegation. And Wildwood Fibers is by April. She no longer is dyeing right now. I can't remember if she's going to return to dyeing in the future, but she is chronically ill and is unable to dye now. And so I bought this in her very last update. I think it was like in the fall, maybe. Yeah, it's really pretty. Very excited for this. And my other Rhinebeck sweater is going to be a Seasons pullover by Ozetta, and this is another thing I'm doing with Aro and Megan. We've all decided to do something within the Seasons group, so the same way how we all did a moonset, like I did the moonset tee, they did the moonset pullovers. We're going to do Seasons sweaters, so I'm doing a season pullover. I don't know what they're doing, but there's, I think, also 3 different options. There's a Seasons pullover, there's a Seasons cardigan, and an oversized Seasons cardigan. And I'm going to use Wandering Flock, and this is in Montauk, and I got this at Vogue Knitting Live, and this is on the worsted base. Yeah, so yeah, very excited. Lots of kind of neutral colorways, but that's okay because that's super wearable. I am really excited too because I ordered some linen overalls and jumpsuits, and I recently bought some linen dresses and skirts secondhand online also, and they should all be arriving fairly soon. I'm really excited to wear them and to kind of, I guess, look more put together during the summer and the fall this year. I'm typically very like slubby looking in my everyday life. I just wear like short sleeve tees and shorts, and I wear athletic wear a lot, which there's nothing wrong with that. I still enjoy doing that because then I also don't worry about getting my clothes dirty because I do a lot of yard work also. But it would be nice to kind of look a little bit more put together on some days, and you know, there is something to be said for dressing up and feeling better about yourself when you're all dressed up. So yeah, and I want to, I think, be more dressed up in general and just kind of enjoy my makes more too. So I'm really looking forward to that and to like styling with my new makes and kind of evolving my style. All right, a quick update on my spinning journey. I haven't really spun in the past 2 weeks, just with the busyness of everything going on. And so I haven't really been spinning much. I did finally start to spin again yesterday, just to kind of get back into the swing of things, and it felt really good actually. I did miss spinning, but I did spin up half of my fiber from last time. So this is from Yoni Makes, and this is a, I don't know what to call it, like roving, hand-dyed roving from her. The colorway is Pink Rain. She corrected me that I couldn't read her handwriting very well. Not her fault, probably my own fault for not being able to read. But here is half of it on one bobbin. It is really pretty. It was really fun to spin it up and see the color changes going throughout. I don't know if you can see it here, but there's like some yellow in there too, which is kind of covered up. Yeah. But so I just started on the second half of the fiber. It is a 4-ounce thing. So yeah, so I'm really excited. And if you can see, my spinning did get a little bit more consistent, I would say. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, I think, if I say so myself. So yeah, I'm gonna work on spinning up the second half of that and then plying and then moving on to the next. Yeah, so I am really enjoying it. All right, that is it for this week's episode. Sorry again for taking so long to get back, but hopefully with summer starting up, and I'll hopefully be back here regularly. I hope so, at least. You know, we don't have a lot of big summer plans. We're not planning to really travel anywhere big, just maybe weekend trips here and there. So yeah, so it should be a fairly, I hope, easygoing summer around here. Yeah, and be on the lookout. I do want to make that special episode talking about summer teas. I think it'd be really fun just to look at all the summer teas I've made, because when I went to start to pull them out of my drawers the other day, I was like, oh, I have a lot actually. I have more than I remembered. So I think it'd be really fun to kind of go through them all, give you my candid thoughts about everything. And yeah, so thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy knitting. I'm happy today to tell you all about the BenQ e-reading lamp. This was sent to me by the BenQ company to do a review with my honest opinion and to share any links down below in case you're interested in purchasing one. So the standard one is an e-reading lamp that attaches onto your desk or sits on your desk, but since many of us who are knitters and crocheters and crafters, we tend to do our crafts away from a desk, sitting down on a couch or in a seat, I asked them to send me also the attachment that is a floor stand, which you can see down here. Okay, it's pretty stable, and you can see that it has a curved lamp thing, curved light, and this provides a wider area for your work to be seen. So let me show you how it works. So you touch, there's a circular knob here, you touch it and it turns it on. You can see it provides quite a lot of light. I can see my work really clearly like this, and you can also change the color of the light to be brighter or not as bright too. And you touch it again to kind of turn it off. Yeah, so there's different color spectrum on there, so you can make it a little dimmer or brighter, and you can customize the color that you want according to your needs. Yeah, and I like it because it is easily adjustable. I can move it up over here, but it can still be out of the way of whatever I'm doing. So I can sit here and I can knit, and I can have really great lighting to see my work. So thank you to BenQ for sending this to me. I think it's a great option. It is a little bit on the pricier end of things, but so it's definitely an investment. But I like that it has a low footprint. The stand is not too large. I like also that it provides just so much light instead of just like a single bulb, which sometimes, you know, can spotlight your work, but if you're not setting this in the exact right spot, it can be really hard to see. And I also like that you can adjust the wattage of the light too, which can be really good if I really need to see something. If I'm working really dark colored yard, I can bump it up. But if my work is on the lighter side, I don't need that much light, I can turn it down too. Yeah. So check it out in the links below.